evening. This is Victor Echo 3, X-Ray Bravo Hotel. My name is Brian, and I'm your controller tonight for the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club Tuesday Night Net. This net is available on the club's VHF repeater and Echo link between 20:30 hours and approximately 21:45 hours local time in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. To participate in the net on the VE3MIS VHF repeater, tune 145.430 MHz with a negative 600 kHz offset and a 103.5 Hz tone. To participate on Echo Link, connect to the TechLink conference node number 9229. If you would like to find out more about the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club, please visit our website at www.ve3mis.ca. That's Victor Echo 3, Mike India Sierra, Charlie Alpha. Our email address is ve3mis@rac.ca. That's Victor Echo 3, Mike India Sierra at Romeo Alpha Charlie Charlie Alpha. The purpose of this net is to pass news and views along to members and visitors to the club. It also provides experience to volunteer operators and emergency operating procedures. All check-ins are welcome, and we especially invite non-members to join in. The Mississauga Amateur Radio Club meets virtually via Zoom conferencing software on the second and fourth Thursday of each month. Our meetings emphasize comradeship and learning and are open to guests and visitors. See our website to learn how to join into virtual meetings. Non-members who wish to attend should email ve3mis@rac.ca to obtain instructions for virtual admission. The club also meets on the second and fourth Thursday of each month at the Thomas A. Beckett Church Hall, 3535 South Common Court in Mississauga, near the intersection of Erin Mills Parkway and South Common Court. Our meetings emphasize comradeship, learning, and are open to guests and visitors. And the only announcement I have at the moment is that there is no meeting this Thursday, this being the third Thursday of the month, so there is no club meeting this Thursday.
VE3MIS.
The net will be conducted in 2 rounds, a check-in round and a 7-3 round. During the check-in round, check-ins will be called in 2 broad groups of traffic: short-time check-ins and general check-ins. Emergency check-ins will be taken at any time. Sometimes mobile, Echo Link, and RF check-ins may be called by themselves to reduce the risk of doubling. Please listen carefully and check in with the group that best matches your circumstances. Finally, please avoid more than 1 minute of transmission time without dropping to prevent system timeouts. Again, your controller for tonight's net is Brian. My call is Victor Echo 3, X-Ray Bravo Hotel. When checking in, please announce your call sign using phonetics, followed by your first name. And to start off this evening, first we'll ask, are there any short-time check-ins? That may be that you're in a rush and cannot check in later. So short time check-ins come now, please. Okay, nothing heard for short time. So let's go to general check-ins. So I think what we'll do is we'll start off with any RF check-ins first. So any general RF check-ins, please come now.
Victor Echo 3 Whiskey Bravo Foxtrot Barry.
Victor Alpha 3 Alpha Zulu Alpha Brian.
Victor Alpha 3 Hotel Echo Sierra Mark.
Okay, I heard VA3HES, VE3GDZ, VA3AZA, and VE3WBF. So before we get to those people, let's see if there's anybody on Echolink. Any Echolink general check-ins, come now, please.
On Echolink, VK6BQQ, right here in Western Australia. Good morning. Victor Echo 3, Juliet India Whiskey, Jim, Toronto.
Okay, I heard 3 check-ins in there, VE3JIW, VK6BQQ, and I think I saw VK2DY, Robert, I think it is. So we'll start at the top with the RF ones, and VE3WBF, Barry, come on in. Any comments for the net?
VE3XBH and the net, this is VE3WBF. Nothing amateur radio-ish, but the end of semester is finished. I had my last exams. My long-suffering students finally wrote that, and now the work begins to mark all of that. So that's what I'm going to do this week. This is VE3WBF, back to net. Over.
VE3WBF, VE3XBH. Okay, Barry, well, sounds like you're going to be busy for the next little while. But that's good. Good to hear from you, and thanks for checking in with us. Will you be around for the 7-3 round?
I don't think so. My bedtime is quite early, so I think I'll say good night to all and leave it at that. VE3WBF, over.
Okay, Barry. Well, thanks for checking in with us. Always good to hear from you, and I'm sure we'll be talking again. Okay, with that, let's go to VA3AZA. Brian, come on in, Brian.
VE3XBH, VA3AZA. And Brian, thanks for taking the net tonight. Nice to hear you. Not too much new regarding radio. I was saying the other night, actually, I think I heard you on the Northern Ontario D-Star net. Just like I said then, I'm listening along on my Simplex. That's my new thing. I listen to Simplex in the car. Every once in a while I hear someone. Anyway, I hope all is well with you, and I'll pass it back to you. VA3AZA, over to net control.
VA3AZA, VE3XBH. Okay, Brian. Yeah, I think I saw you on the dashboard in there. So I did notice you on Monday. That's Kind of an interesting net. It's not just Northern Ontario, it's a D-Star net. And there's people from all over, and always good to hear what's going on. Brian, are you going to be around for the 7-3?
On Net Control, VE3 today. Yes, I will, Brian. I'll be here, and I'll be listening along until then as well. So we'll catch you then. Over to you.
VE3A is a day, VE3XBH. Okay, thanks, Brian. We'll give you a shout on the 7-3. Okay, with that, let's go to Gary, VE3GDZ. Gary, come on in.
Good evening there, Brian, and hi to the gang tonight. It's nice to see the ham conference in there joining us, and Jim as well. Look forward to hearing him tonight. In the real world, we're looking how to uninvite people for Christmas get-togethers because of the exponential rise of our COVID cases here in Toronto. I don't want to talk about that. Actually, I have a little story about the infrastructure of electric vehicles. That was a topic on Reg's Net, and I see he's in there last Friday. So I'm going to let it drop and tell you a short, real story about infrastructure for your new electric cars. Okay, this is a true story. There's a fellow got his new electric car. He tried charging it with a long extension cord from his house out to the car. He's in an older part of Toronto. Didn't work. He called to get a fast charger installed, another couple $1,000. Guy came to install it, said couldn't do it. You only have 100 amp service. We got to upgrade your whole house to 200 amp service. So there's another couple grand or two. Tried to upgrade to 200 amp service. The transformers in the community couldn't take it because everybody else is upgrading, and the transformers would blow if they connected everybody to 200 service. And then the hydro feed line to provide the power had to be upgraded as well. In addition to that, of course, we're not building any power plants to put into all those lines, but I thought Reg would enjoy that story. Back to you, Brian. This is Victor Alpha 3, Golf Delta Zulu. I'll try to hang in for the second round.
VA3, GTZ, VE3XBH. That's an interesting story, Gary. I can understand the house, some of the older houses not having the service to be able to handle it, but you would think that the rest of the infrastructure would be available. So they kind of started working from the car back to the house, back to the transformer, back to the substation, everything. It's interesting, to say the least. So who knows what's going to happen if these vehicles take off. Gary, thanks for that information, and I'm sure Reg will have a comment on that for sure. And I will give you a shout on the 7-3 round. Gary, thanks again. Okay, with that, let's go to Mark, VA3HES. Come on in, Mark.
VE3XBH en route, Victor Alpha 3 Hotel Echo Sierra. Good evening, Brian and everyone. Quiet day today. I actually stayed home from work feeling a little bit under the weather, so I decided it's only been maybe 5 or 6 years since I'd taken a day off for health reasons, so I figured today was a good one. Not much to report around here, and it's kind of interesting hearing Gary's story about the gentleman trying to get his electrical service upgraded there for his electric car. In the mid-1980s, my parents' court in Rexdale had a massive transformer failure because everybody decided to get air conditioning that summer, and nobody from Hydro thought that maybe the transformer that was from the early 1950s would have needed to be upgraded. Well, they had to do it the hard way as an emergency swap, and I remember that left us without power for almost 2 days in the middle of the summer, so my mother was none too pleased. I'll be sticking around for the 7-3 round. That's it for now. Back to you, Brian.
VA3HES, VE3XBH. Okay, Mark. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't be very happy if you just got an air conditioner installed in your house. It's a nice hot summer day, and then the hydro can't handle all the air conditioners. That would be a little bit upsetting for sure. But Mark is also our YouTube master control operator. So Mark, thanks again for the live stream on YouTube, and we'll definitely check back in the 7-3 round. Mark, thanks again for joining us. Okay, I did see. I think it was VK2DY, and I think it's Robert. Let's see VK2DY. Robert?
Good afternoon. It is indeed Robert, VK2DY. Sorry, those Beats headphones just do not work well on Echolink. I do not know why, but I have to take them off and put them in a box. At any rate, it is 31 degrees Celsius, so it's getting to be, I can identify myself first, Robert, VK2DY in northwestern Sydney. It's 31 degrees Celsius, which is, if you're still into Imperial, is 88 Fahrenheit. Oh, it's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas now. At last, the Christmas weather is here. Beach time, sun, and just a beautiful day today. Got the lawns mowed this morning before the heat came, so now I'm just sitting in, had a little bit of lunch, and munching on cherries right now because it's cherry season, so you got to have cherries this time of year. Other than that, I am, what else was? Oh, I made a trip into the Sydney Central Business District to see the Christmas tree. Central Business District is CBD is what we call the, what you guys would call downtown. We don't use that word. We call it Central Business District. Anyway, I went to see the Christmas tree down there, Martin Place. Beautiful tree, artificial, of course. We don't have the resources to waste on a huge Christmas tree here in Australia, the dry continent. But it was really, really nice to see and to walk around, and the weather was warm, and there's no mask mandate anymore, and so you can just go, come and go as you please. They've removed even the check-in requirements now, so you don't have to check in when you go to places anymore. So it's just a nice way to just walk around and enjoy the beautiful warm summer weather here. Looking forward to getting a little bit of beach time, and I'm only about an hour away from the Central Coast and a number of beaches on the Central Coast, so I think I'll probably be going up there quite often this summer. Other than that, not much else happening. Just wanted to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to folks. VK2DY, back to net.
VK2DY, VE3MIS. Okay, Robert, well that sounds good. Nice to hear that it's starting to feel like Christmas, although you're getting in the weather that we kind of envy at this time of year because, well, I do anyways, because I'm not really fussy over the cold, so when you talk about the nice warm temperatures and ours start to go down, I get a little envious, but we've actually been fairly lucky here. The temperatures have been quite above normal. All the snow that we didn't get much snow, but we got a little bit of snow has long melted, so and we're supposed to possibly get to double digits later on this week, so kind of odd for us for winter, but Robert, thanks for checking in with us. Will you be around for the 7-3?
As well, Canada's one of our best friends, and we absolutely enjoy that relationship. Trained with you guys many times. It's always fun. VO1I.
I know who that was, but they need to wait their turn. I probably will be around. VK2DY.
Okay, Robert. Well, thanks for that, and we'll give you a shout on the 7-3. Okay, I'm just going to, Reg, before we get to you, I'm just going to see if there was somebody else trying to get in. Was there another station trying to get in, and I'll put you down on the list. This is VE3XBH and the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club Tuesday Night Net.
Kilo India 5, Romeo Foxtrot India. Kilo India 5, Romeo Foxtrot India. Dolan Mac in Springdale, Arkansas.
VK4 LUB, VK4 Lima Uniform Bravo, Peter in Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia.
Okay, I heard two stations in there. If you can stand by for a second, I'll get to you in a minute. We're going to go back up to the list and bring Reg in. VK6, BQQ, Reg, come on in.
V3XBH, if you'd like to bring those other folks in there, the one from Arkansas, I think, his audio was real low, but bring those other folks in case we lose them. They're on ham. I'll be listening.
Okay, Reg, we'll do that, and Jim, stand by. I'll get back to you in a minute. So the first one I got was 0I5 RFI. Come on in, please, and give us your name if you could.
This is Kilo India 5, Romeo Foxtrot India. Kilo India 5, Romeo Foxtrot India. Matt in Springdale, Arkansas. I was trying to get in on Do Drop In, and I think I had two nodes connected. I think I got it fixed.
Okay, I got you that time from Arkansas, and Kilo India 5 Romeo. Sorry, was it Romeo India Foxtrot or Romeo Foxtrot India?
Kilo India 5, Romeo Foxtrot India, RFI.
Okay, I got you that time. Kilo India 5, Romeo Foxtrot India. Any comments for the net? Go ahead, please.
Nothing really definite. I'm just enjoying listening to you guys talk about everything here. I'm not sure exactly what the main topic was. I kind of came in late there, but I appreciate you guys letting me check in, and I'll give it back to you. Over.
KA5 RFI VE3XBH. Okay, well, this is the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club Tuesday Net. We don't really have a topic tonight, so it's open for any discussion. So you're more than welcome to talk about anything. Go ahead, please.
Alrighty, well, I appreciate it. I was listening a little bit earlier on a Do Drop In, and they were talking about high-tech, what the future is for radio communications and the light waves and things like that, and super high frequency. And I'm just wondering if that's something that's going to happen in the future. It may or may not be. Over.
Well, that's a very good question. We'll throw that open to everybody and see if anybody has any comments on that. Any comments on that? Go ahead. Well, it seems to be all quiet, so maybe they need to think about that a little bit. Okay, well, thanks for checking in with us. We do have a second round, a 7-3 round. Will you be around for that round?
KI5 RFI. I know I'm going to have to get off of here and do some other stuff, but I appreciate you letting me check in. I'm trying to hit this net every week if I can, so I can trying to keep it on my calendar to remember it. It's KI5 RFI. That's net control.
KO5 RFI VE3 XBH. Okay, well, thanks for checking in with us, and you're more than welcome to check in. We're here every Tuesday night at this time, and on the TechLink conference number 9229. So anytime, you're more than welcome. Thanks again for checking in, and stay safe and take care of yourself. Okay, with that, the other station I heard was the VK4, and I can't read the rest of my handwriting, so that VK4, if you could come back, please.
Good evening, good afternoon. It's VK4 Lima Uniform Bravo, Victor Kilo 4 Lima Uniform Bravo. The name is Peter Papa Echo Tanko. I'll just unwind my tongue. Victor Kilo 4 LUB, name Peter Papa Echo Tango Echo Romeo, located on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia. Beautiful day down here at the moment. It's currently sitting at around about 28 degrees Celsius. Light breeze coming in from the southeast. Blue, cloudless sky. Absolutely perfect Gold Coast day. You couldn't ask for better, really. Unfortunately, I can't go out in it. I'm restricted to inside for at least today. Had cataract surgery yesterday, so can't go out in the bright sunshine, even though they did give me a pair of wonderfully superior, stylish sunglasses to wear if I do have to go outside. They're the ugliest things known to man. They're not meant for a fashion contest, though. They're certainly meant to be a functional piece of equipment to allow me to walk around outside for the next week or so. But anyway, no, I was just sitting here on the SEQ server, which has the ham server connected up to it, and heard you and the previous net. So I thought I'd pop in while I've got the opportunity whilst on school holidays. As a teacher, I'm trying to enjoy it as much as possible. This is VK4 Lima Uniform Bravo. Back to net.
VK4 Lima Uniform Bravo VE3 XBH. Okay, Peter. Well, sounds good. Kind of a shame you can't enjoy the day today, but I'm sure there'll be other days. And after having cataract surgery, well, it's good to take care of that. Take care of that and do what they tell you to do, and hopefully you'll be out very soon. Thanks again for checking in with us, and you're more than welcome to check in anytime. We're here every Tuesday. Peter, thanks again. Okay, with that, we'll go back to Reg, VK6 BQQ. Reg, come on in.
Yeah, VE3 XPH in the group, VK6BQQ. Well, that little story with Gary is exactly what we were talking about on the net, electric cars, and I think the big thing was the infrastructure. So he brought it about very well. So, yeah, well, if you've got an electric car, be prepared to do a lot of pushing. The infrastructure's not there, and, well, they're going to have fun with them, that's for sure. Very costly setup, as I find so far, but all is good. And as far as Robert goes out there in New South Wales, the breaking news here in WA is that New South Wales has got 1,300 cases, so they must be out looking at that Christmas tree he was talking about. You know, they say the state is open, but I think before too long there'll be a little reminder we're closing. So, anyway, it's all interesting around the world. Here in WA, we're living the dream, and 30 degrees. We haven't quite got there yet this morning, but at 10 o'clock in the morning, we're up to 25, so we're going to get there. Other than that, Brian, good net, sir, and, well, if you're around on Friday nights at 8 o'clock, tune into the very network, and we'll have the Flying Pigs, and, well, we'll start out with the Friday night TechNet, and maybe get more of news on our electric cars that don't have a spare tire also, and no infrastructure. Anyway, back to net. VK6BQQ, good morning.
VK6 BQQ VE3XDH. Okay, Reg, sounds good. Yeah, the COVID numbers here are starting to climb pretty rapidly. That new variant, the Omicron variant, seems to be starting to take hold. So we're waiting for an announcement tomorrow on possibly new restrictions and that sort of thing. So I guess we're all going to have to wait and see what happens all over the place. But Reg, thanks for checking in, and we'll give you a shout on the 7.3, and thanks for the reminder about Friday, the TechNet and the Flying Pig Net on this. It'll also be on this repeater also. Reg, thanks again. Okay, with that, let's go to VE3JW. Jim, come on in, Jim. The VE3JIW, the VE3XBH. Come on in, Jim. Okay, Jim is on the phone, so Jim, I'll give you a shout back again shortly. So we'll just carry on for a minute, and I'll come back to you. That takes us to the bottom of the list. Is there anyone else that'd like to check into the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club Tuesday net? Come now, please. Okay, nothing heard. So with that, we'll go to the top of the list, and we'll I guess start the 7.3 round. I guess before we do, I'll give Jim a try. I don't know if you're still on the phone, Jim, but the E3JIW, do you want to give it a shot? Okay, we'll come back to you, Jim. So we'll begin the 7.3 round, and Barry, VE3WVF, he said that he wouldn't be there. So let's go to Brian, VA3AZA. Anything for the 7.3 round, Brian?
On net control, this is Victor Alpha 3 Alpha Zulu Alpha. Well, Brian, no, not much. Gary's tale of the EV infrastructure requirements is a little bit disappointing, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. All these other systems, I guess, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. I guess if you're in the business of electricity over the next 30 or 40 years, you might be quite busy. Great net, Brian. Good to hear you, and thanks again. We'll pass it to you. VA3U today, over to net control.
VA3AZA, VE3XBH. Yeah, that's kind of interesting, that whole infrastructure thing. I remember for years at the cottage we only had a 50 amp service, so you had to be a little bit more careful when when you were turning things off and on, that you didn't blow the breaker. A lot of times we didn't blow the breaker or the individual fuse. It was the main breaker that would go. But we did some work renovating, and they put a 100 amp service in, so it's not nearly the problem anymore. But I guess there's still a lot of places around that still have smaller services, and as Gary said, the infrastructure is also not capable of it. So one of those things that you kind of don't see. You kind of assume that it would already be there, but obviously not. Brian, thanks again for checking in, and we'll be talking to you again. Okay, with that, let's go to Barry, VE3GDZ. Barry, anything else for the net?
Barry or Gary?
I'm sorry, Gary. VE3GDZ. Gary, sorry about that.
Well, you know what they say, eh? We all look alike. Hi, at least on the radio. Hey, Robert and Peter, making us jealous about the weather. You know, we can get revenge on you guys other times of year, because right now it's pretty bad here. I assume you heard of the horrible storms that hit us on Saturday. We had very high winds and high temperatures, but those horrible tornadoes in the central U.S. I was watching the radar on that day, and I don't think I've ever seen a line of storms as big as that one. It stretched all the way from Ottawa down to the Texas Gulf Coast, that one line of storms that came through, and the conditions were just right, I guess, or just wrong for those poor people in Kentucky and Illinois. But anyways, oh yeah, and also we lost 500,000 people in Ontario lost power. And I've been checking at the cottage country, and we just got power up there. Unfortunately, I'm in Toronto today, and that's so Saturday it went out, and it took them, let's see, Sunday, Monday, this is Tuesday, 3 days to get the power back. So that was quite a line of storm. Enough of that. Thanks for running the net, Brian, and we'll be talking to all you guys on future weeks. So this is Victor Alpha 3, Golf Delta Zulu, Gary in Toronto.
VA3GDZ, VE3XBH. Okay, Gary. Yeah, those storms, those tornadoes were very, very, very bad. And apparently, like you said, it's you know, the biggest line that they've seen. So an awful lot of destruction, an awful lot of people scrambling and trying to figure out what they're going to do because their homes are gone, and terrible situation down there. But let's hope that they can all recover and you know, at some point be able to rebuild. But pretty difficult time at the moment. Gary, thanks for checking in with us, and I'm sure we'll be talking again. Okay, with that, let's go to VA3HES. Mark, any last comments for the net?
VE3XBH, VA3HES. Well, 7-3, everyone. Brian, thanks for hosting the net again tonight. And all this talk about Teslas, I just remember watching a video a few weeks ago. Two gentlemen in the U.S. set a cannonball run record driving a Tesla across America from the Red Ball Garage in New York to the Portofino in California. And they had to judiciously drive and choose their charging times carefully, but they were actually able to make it across America and break one of the cannonball records. So interesting to say the least. But yeah, until we get some serious infrastructure upgrades up here, I don't think anything like that's too viable in Canada yet. But fingers crossed. That's all for now. Catch you guys again next week. And 7-3, everyone. Back to you, Brian.
VE3JOC.
Amateur radio repeater VE3MIS.
Okay, Mark. Well, thanks for checking in with us, and that's an interesting story. I guess if you plan it properly, I guess you can be able to get quite a distance, but certainly takes a lot of planning to do, certainly at the moment. But anyways, Mark, thanks again, and thanks again for doing the stream, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon. I did hear VE3KOC in there. So if you want to go ahead, VE3KOC.
And it's VE3JOC, Juliet Oscar Charlie, John. Anyway, I haven't been on for a long time, but I just wanted to jump in and say hello to everybody. I'm late getting down here. We've been very busy here today. I lost my wife 3 days ago. So we're all busy with, arrangements and all of that. But I haven't got, I'm not a Zoom person, so I haven't been to any of the meetings yet this year. I did pay my membership, but I haven't been to any meetings yet. But whenever we get going with people actually there live, I will try and get out there. So anyway, as I said, I'm just trying to say hello to everybody that might be on the net here tonight, and hope everybody has a good Christmas. So VE3JOC.
VE3JOC, VE3XBH. Okay, John. Well, very sorry to hear about your wife, and our condolences to you and your family. Not a very nice time of year. Well, there's never a good time of year, but especially being around the Christmas time. But John, thanks for checking in with us. Good to hear from you, and hopefully we'll hear from you again. Anything else before I move along?
It's just good to be able to get on the radio a bit here. Like I said, I haven't been on in a long time. My HF equipment is not all hooked up yet. I had it all apart because we were doing renovations in the basement, and I had to take it all apart. But whenever I get that hooked up, I'll be able to get on and maybe chit-chat with somebody, but it's not likely to be until after sometime in the new year. With this COVID stuff, the funeral parlors are only able to do 2 people a day, so that pushes us up for our funeral to the 21st of December, and there will be certain things, I guess, other things we have to do after that, so I'm not likely to be heard much from me for the next little bit, but after the new year, hopefully I'll get on more frequently, and hopefully we'll be able to meet in person on the for the meetings instead of Zoom, because I just can't set that Zoom up on my machine. I just can't get it going. But anyway, Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you all have a good New Year, and we'll catch you again on the frequency. VE3JOC. VE3JOC,
VE3XBH. Okay, John. good to hear from you, and we'll look forward to hearing from you again. So take care of yourself, stay safe, and hopefully things will all work out. John, thanks again for joining us. Okay, let's see, where am I going to? VK2DY. Robert, come on in. Okay, I don't hear anything from Robert, so we'll move on to Reg. VK6BQQ. Reg, anything else for the net tonight? Go ahead, please. VK6BQQ, VE3XBH. Reg, do you have anything for the 7-3 round? Okay, nothing heard from Reg, so he may have. I still see him on the screen here, so I'll give him a try maybe at the end of the 7-3 and see if he's back. He may have been called away. Let's try Jim, VE3JIW. Jim, are you there?
Yes, this is VE3JIW. Thank you very much. I missed the first round. My sister had to talk to me about my mom. I mean, it's not really bad, it's not really good, but anyway, thank you for doing the net. Thank you for being here. Don't have much more to add, and I guess we still got a week before Christmas, so I guess talk to you in a week. Thank you so much.
VE3JIW, VE3XBH. Okay, Jim. Well, thanks for checking in with us. Hope everything is okay, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again. So take care and stay safe, and we'll talk to you again. Okay, with that, we'll go to the VK4 LUB. Peter, any last words for the net? VK4 LUB, VE3XBH. Peter, are you there? Okay, nothing heard from Peter. So that takes us to the bottom of the 7-3. We'll go back and see if Reg is still there. VK6BQQ. Reg, are you there? Okay, nothing heard from Reg. That takes us to the bottom of the 7-3 round. Are there any last-minute check-ins for the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club Tuesday Night Net? Any last-minute check-ins? Come now, please.
Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Delta Yankee, Barlow.
Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Delta Yankee, Barlow. Go ahead, please, Barlow.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Nothing too much to report, other than I have a bunch of new radios and a lot of reading to catch up on, so not too much. Everything's good here. Let me just drop for a sec. Yeah, other than that, not too much. Back to next control.
VA3 BDY, VE3XBH. Okay, Barlow, well, new radios, lots of reading. Yep, big learning curve. But all good, you know. They say that you can't have enough radios, so whether that's true or not, well, I guess that could be debated for a long time, but I guess if you've got space, then all is good. Barlow, thanks for checking in with us. Okay, with that, we're at the bottom of the list. We'll try again. Is there any late check-ins for the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club Tuesday Night Net? Coming out, please. Okay, nothing heard. Just before we close it up, I'll give Reg one more call. VK6BQQ, Reg, anything else for the net? Okay, nothing heard. So I guess at this point we'll close the net for this evening. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this evening.
Not much else happening that I can think of. Our adventure for the 80 years of the Lancaster is coming along very well. That'll be a special event coming up in March. So still lots of work to do, but lots of people getting involved, which is amazing. We're going to recognize the ladies that flew these things from Canada to Britain. And one comment from our friends over in the Brits: when the aircraft lands, all that gets out is this young lady, and she's asked where the rest of the crew is. She says, "I'm it." And I guess they were pretty flabbergasted, but some of the stories are great. And Brian, I understand you had met one of these ladies, so she will be honored. Back to net, VK6BQQ.
VK6BQQ, VE3XBH. Reg, I think I doubled with you for most of that. We just heard the very tail of what you sent. So do you want to try it again? Go ahead, Reg. VK6BQQ, VE3XBH.
All right. Well, as I was saying, we're going to be celebrating the 80 years of the Lancaster bomber and its sorties back in the 1942 sort of thing. But in any event, we're going to be celebrating the ladies that flew these things from Canada to the UK. So I believe, Brian, you had mentioned one of the ladies' name by the name of Orr. She was responsible for a lot of things, along with a bunch of other folks. So it was all very interesting, and we will be doing that in March. We've got the whole month with special call signs from Britain and, of course, Australia. And we're hoping that they can get sorted out the call sign for Canada. So it should be an interesting month all the way around. But that was about it. And I believe you had mentioned you had talked with this lady. Her name was Orr, I believe. In any event, it's quite a project and coming along. Back to net.
VE3XBH. Yeah, Reg, it was Marion Orr that I wish I had more time to talk to her. I didn't get to talk to her for a long period, but did get a chance to meet her and talk briefly. And boy, we could have spent hours talking. Just a wealth of information there, and all these experiences. But all good, Reg. And the project sounds like it's coming along quite well. I hope we get the Canadian call sign soon, and we'll be listening, of course, on the Flying Pig Net. You're going to update us, I'm sure, and we'll be listening and find out more information as it comes along. Reg, thanks again for joining us. Always a pleasure to hear from you, and I'm sure we'll be talking on Friday. Okay, with that, I'm just about to close the net. We'll make one final call. If there's any late check-ins, please come now.
Net Control, this is Alpha Echo 7, Mike Romeo. Alpha Echo 7, Mike Romeo, Mr. Terry, AE7 and more, Junction City, Oregon.
Okay, we heard Alpha Echo 7, Mike Romeo. Come on in.
Down here in South Arkansas State.
And Brian, BQQ with a recheck when you get a minute.
Okay, Reg, got you in there. Stand by. Alpha Echo 7, Mike Romeo. Did you want to come back?
Roger that. I will.
Alpha.
With your permission, Net Control.
Alpha Echo 7. Alpha Echo 7, Mike Romeo. Go ahead, please.
Echo 7, Mike Romeo. Well, I hung up from the World Conference tonight and left the app open, and and I got a CQ. That was pretty cool. It just flashed and out of the corner of my eye, so I went searching for it, and so then I pushed the CQ button, and by golly, I got my first CQ on the new part of the app. Great time. Birthday, I thought it was over with, but it's birthday that keeps on giving. Got a new pair of bib overalls from Amazon today. I got a feeling it's from my sister, and that's because she warned me that there would probably be a couple more presents coming. So anyway, 68 years old, young, or however I feel. Been a great week. Let's see, I think that'll do it for me now. Back to that from Alpha Echo 7, Mike Romeo, Mr. Terry, AE7.
E7MR, VE3XBH. Okay, Terry, we got you in there, and thanks for that. Thanks for joining the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club Tuesday Night Net. We're here every week at this time, and you're more than welcome to check in with us again. Okay, with that, I think Reg had a recheck. VK6, BQQ, go ahead.
VE3XBH, VK6BQQ. I'll mention out for anyone that's interested, on QRZ.com, there is a website for the GB80 Alayan, Golf Bravo 80, Lima Alpha Charlie, and also the BK80 Lima Alpha Charlie. So the two websites are up, and I think our VK is going to have more information on it, but the GB website has a lot of information. So anyone interested, go to QRZ, look it up, and see what you think. And of course, if we have anyone that knows of the ladies that flew and some names, please email me with that. I'm doing some research on it, but there's so far a dozen of names that we've got. But if anybody knows of anyone that actually flew these things, we would love to hear from you. My email is currentonqrz.com. So, Brian, that's it for this evening. Great net. Thank you for having me. 7-3.
VK6, BQQ, VE3XBH. Okay, Reg, thanks for that information, and we'll check out those websites. Well, I've already looked at some of them anyways, but by all means, we can check out those websites and keep up on what's going on and so on. So, Reg, thanks again for checking in. Always good to hear from you, and I'm sure we'll be talking on Friday. Okay, with that, well, we'll try one more time. Any last-minute check-ins coming out, please?
Kilo India 5, Echo Tango Oscar. This is Jeff.
Okay, I heard Kilo India 5, Echo Tango Echo, and I believe it was Jeff. Go ahead, please.
Yes, this is Jeff. Kilo India 5, Echo Tango Oscar. KI5ETO. But, hey, I just wanted to say hi. I got in here late, and I was kind of fighting with this little cheap SWR meter I picked up at the truck stop here. And I'm not doubting the SWR readings that are awful, but what makes me think the unit is messed up is when it's on the power side. My little 5-watt handheld is showing to be putting out on the 10-watt setting to be putting out like 8.5 watts. So that's weird. But when I flip it over to the 100 watts, it pegs the needle, and I know it's not putting out over 100 watts. Okay, when I put my 60-watt mobile unit on it, it's the same thing. When I key it down, it went right up to the same number. It rose up to like 8.5 on the low setting, and then when I hit it on the switch it to the 100-watt setting, it pegs the needle like it's putting out way more than that. So I'm thinking I need to take it back, or maybe if I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. I followed the directions as best I could, but I'm starting to think it's not a good unit. Anyway, any insight on that, I appreciate it. This is Jeff, KI5ETO.
You've got an open connector somewhere.
VE3XBH. Well, Jeff, yeah, that sounds very unusual for sure. Certainly sounds like there could be something wrong with it. You're getting into the network fine. I have no problem with you on the network. So if that's any indication, I would tend to suspect that it could be the meter. Jeff, thanks for checking in with us, and by all means, you're more than welcome to check in anytime. Thanks again. Okay, with that, I think we'll close the net, and we'll say 7-3 to everybody. I'd like to thank everybody again for joining this evening, and this is Victor Echo 3 X-Ray Bravo Hotel closing the net and returning the repeater to general use. Thank you all for your participation. 7-3, and stay safe.
Well, thanks for doing the net. It was a very good net. Victor Echo 4, Romeo Echo Mike.